Hello everybody, it is Christine. It is time for a scrapbook process video. And if originally I was going to do this as part of my Let's Have Leftovers, because it's this collection here, the little things, but I still have like quite a bit. So I hate to call this leftovers since this can technically be like, a full-on meal. So I'm just going to do it as a regular layout. So what I'm going to do here, I had printed this off. This is actually, I was going to do this with a different, I don't know. It doesn't even matter. I was going to do this with a different layout, like scrap lift or some such. And then I decided against it and whatever. So this is the picture I'm going to work with. This is me and my husband at dinner. Y'all, this looks like I'm sweating. That is not sweat. That is shadows. So I assure you guys, I'm not sitting in this restaurant sweating. Now, I don't have any makeup or anything on, but So this looks cute to me. It's got red and black kind of, there's kind of this, it's a restaurant and everything. Actually, it was called my daughter found this. It had like gluten-free stuff. So I thought this was cute with the little strawberries. And I don't think I had anything strawberry, but it's okay. I did like this a lot though. All these little word bits. And so I think what I'm going to do, and then the other thing is this had this tag sheet in here. And I want to use a bunch of these tags. I actually was looking for some inspiration on how to make a wreath with the tags. I've seen that before and I really enjoy that. But I really want to use this too with us. So I think what I'm going to do is have these kind of here. And then I'm going to have these kind of coming out from the side. Now, there's blank ones too, so I have to decide which ones I like. The problem is that wouldn't be upside down, so that really wouldn't work. These kind of almost have to be up here like this direction. So I may end up coming in, with other things. I have to think about that. Now, the other thing I want to do is there's this really pretty piece of paper here. I think I'm going to mount our photo on that. And I'm trying to decide, I think I'm going to have white, like a really skinny white border just to kind of separate it. And then I may have another white border so that the paper shows up against the black is what I'm thinking. And I'll gut this, even though I technically shouldn't, because, come on, Christine. However, there's some cute little things. If I gut it, I can cut out, ooh, this will be tight. Can cut out this, and I don't know about that rabbit. Anyways, I can do that. So I'm kind of thinking that. So that's where I am, you guys. I'm going to try to use up all the, not all these tags. What if I pile them up? Maybe I could pile some of these up. I've done that before. Oh, well, it's fine. Because I still have a little bit of chipboard. I like this I love you. This may come in there. We'll see. We'll see, you guys. And there's wordy bits and stuff that I can decorate the tags with. So maybe I won't even use all the patterns. I might just, go back and forth on the blanket patterns or something. All right, let me get to cutting and I'll be back on. Okay, you guys, quick check-in because I think I'm going to do the wreath thing. I cut these tags out and I'm like, they're so cute. And I don't really want to cover them up and stuff. So, I think what I'm going to do is cut this into a circle so that it's behind my tags. And then I'll put the tags on, and then the photo, which I had that. Let me see. Here it is. Maybe I'll put it like here. And technically I could have one more. No, I'm not going to cover it. I don't think I want to do that. I think I'll do something over here as an embellishment. That's what I'm kind of thinking now. Because these are just too cute. After I cut them. So let me now cut my circle here. And because I can do the 6.5 inch. And then that can go on top of that. And I can even move this if I need to. I can come, because that way I'm not covering up words with my photo. Could come like here, right? That's what I'm kind of thinking. I may do this because I don't want these flowers all together like that. So I'm going to switch this around, I think. Because I don't want this flower, and that flower all like right there. So we'll put it over here. I'm going to overlap these a little differently too. But that's kind of what I'm thinking at this moment. Yeah, that's kind of cute actually. Okay, let me cut my circle and stuff. And I'll be back on in a second. All right, as you can see, I have cut my circle. I believe it was a 6.5 diameter circle. I'm going to use my T-square here to try to get it basically in the center. Kind of eyeballing it just a little bit, but I think I get it pretty close. So I'm just going to check my 6 and 6 and ends up kind of like that. And then I've got my tags there and I'm going to organize those around. I think I'm going to change things out here there because, for example, the two white ones up there at the top, I decide, you know, I don't want those touching each other. So I'm going to kind of move things around here. Now, I will tell you that little thing that says smile on the camera, I really like it. But by the time I reorganize things, it's at the bottom and smile is upside down. So I am going to actually flip that over and use the base tag side. So give me just a second to do that. But this is kind of generally where I'm going to be. Or, you know, this is how things are going to kind of look from a tag standpoint. So I'll pull all this, well, no, I'm going to actually glue these down. I'm going to use my T-square ruler. So my four, let's call it north, east, south, west points are going to be glued down first, and they're going to go straight, and then, and no foam or anything like that. And then the other ones are going to come off, let's call it northeast, you know, southwest kind of things. And I actually used the corners of my tags. Let me see if I can explain this. So I'm going to lay the bottom of the tag where it crosses the two corners of the two other tags. And in that way, it kind of helps me stay evenly spaced, I guess is the right way. Do you see kind of how the corner to corner on the black tag, black and white, let's just say. Oh, by the way, I have little, when I cut it, I had a little bit of leftover tag from other thing. But I'm trying to make it, I'm going to end up gluing it where it's the corner to corners cross, so that way they point properly in the northeast, southwest, that kind of stuff. So the other thing I'm going to do is add foam underneath the little corners so it kind of lifts that top just a little bit. And honestly, just because I think that looks neat. I have no reason for it other than I just like the little bit of shadow that it gives. The other thing I'm going to do, I will bring in some string, but I'm not going to do it on every tag. I decide I don't really want that. So you'll see that in just a moment. It's going to create basically a visual triangle when I get done. This didn't take me real long time. I fast a little bit with my stickers off my sticker sheet, and you'll kind of see that a little bit because, well, I started setting it down and everything, and like where the corners of the tags meet, I felt like I needed to do something to relieve the sharpness, maybe is the right way to say it. So in just a minute, you're going to see kind of me do some stuff here. The other thing I'm going to pull in is that chipboard thing that said love you. And I think that's a cute little title. So that's going to actually end up being my title. Although I have, you know, obviously love you lots, you know, those kinds of little wordy bits all in that top area. And I did that because, of course, you can read them up there. That's mainly why those went up there. The other kind of neat thing, once I get this stuff all laid down, is when I read the middle, I have, like, I can see the full word of love. I can see all my favorite now. I don't know if that's love all my favorite now, but you can kind of almost see like full words, and I think that looks neat. I contemplated coloring them or highlighting them with yellow, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I like that black and white contrast. So here's my photo. I'm going to put this kind of over to the right. I do want to see the words, so I'm going to drop it down a little bit so that I can see that love you lots. And I'm looking at this title here, this chipboard title. I'm going to move this around just a little bit. It's going to get fast. I will end up adding the thin foam squares to kind of make sure that, because I did layer the picture, there's actually 4 layers of paper there. It causes it to rock, and that's Saturn. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like when I first got here and stuff, there was a bunch of videos I made maybe in the last year that she wasn't in them. She really didn't get in the middle of stuff. She kind of stayed wherever she was at or whatever. She's in the room, you know, here, there. But now, more recent times here in the last couple months, she's definitely been getting in the middle of my stuff more often, and I haven't a clue why. Like, I don't know if she's just gotten more confident about getting up on my desk and getting into trouble now, and maybe before she wasn't as sure. I really don't know, but in the least recent months, she's been all over my stuff. I find her hair everywhere. I think I've told you guys she's just getting in my business. So here's where I'm kind of messing with stickers. I'm like, okay, you see the harshness of the corners, I think, on the tags there. And I'm like, I kind of want to cover those up, but I couldn't figure out, well, I shouldn't say I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to figure out what I kind of wanted there. So I start off with these little flowers, and I make a little cluster there, and I think that's kind of cute. In the, actually the little love you is covered up some of that corner down there. I end up putting there's a typewriter there, and then in the upper right, I got a little bird and a little jar of flowers and stuff like that. I did actually find these word phrase, you and me, and I put that on the typewriter. I think that looks, or I will. I haven't done it yet. I think I'm finishing up the strings here. So you can see I did the strings in like 3 different, in the corners. I didn't put it on every tag. There's this little you and me. I'm going to put that on a little bit of foam on top of the typewriter, almost as though it typed it. I think that looks kind of cute. And I did put a little bit of skinny foam underneath the tops of the little flowers, the 2 flowers on the little things tag, and then the little bird under his tail and his head. And obviously under you and me, I did that. I'll come in just a minute with additional little stickers just to kind of add a little something. around the tags, just because I'm kind of trying to use this stuff up, you guys. I keep sticking these sticker sheets over my sticker box, and I really want to stop doing that, but I don't really know how else to get around it. So I put a little yellow flower down there. I'm going to start pulling little strawberries out. Honestly, I don't think we had anything with strawberries or anything like that, but I enjoy the strawberry motif, and it's on, you know, some of the, obviously the outside paper and the tag and stuff like that. So I think it looks kind of cute to add the strawberries. So I find the chipboard strawberries and some sticker strawberries. So there's the sticker strawberries. Oh, and a little flower. And now I'm going to get into the chipboard and pull out a couple of the strawberries and kind of add them to the layout here. I thought about possibly getting out some white paint and sprinkling it, but by the time I added the stickers and all that kind of stuff, I thought, you know what, no, this looks cute just the way it is. I actually kind of also messed with the sticker banner piece, but that didn't work out either. I didn't like how that looked. So this is what I'm going to end up with, you guys, and I think this turned out really cute. I'm happy with this, and I used a bunch of tags completely inspired by some layouts I've seen before. I don't remember who, why, what, when, or where, but I know I've seen them, and so cannot claim this is my original idea, but I definitely enjoy this layout. So thank you guys so much for watching. If I'm correct, I think I'm loading this on the 31st, so tomorrow will be August, so we will see you next time. Bye!